this, then we'll please. Tony, can you took that camera down a little bit, camera?
Rick?
Camera on the computer?
Yeah, this is the camera.
They're not cleaning once a year, they're cleaning more than once.
All right.
You can take that one, unless let anybody else want to copy of the agenda. Mindy, let me see that.
Sir, we're going to slowly back it, we're going to stop this.
How many copies?
I don't want to have these covered. President's report, I don't have anything to report for now, so we'll move past that, Tony. Okay. You speak to the, Tony?
Yeah. Trying to find it, sorry. It's not working right. Give me a second. Why don't we move on to parking area lights, election procedures, election monitor, and let me select it.
What are you looking for?
Copy of the minutes. I have. Yeah.
All right, Chris, can you give us a rundown of the lane, please?
All right, the parking area lights, that is one of the 2017, excuse me. It was one of the 2017, those 13 items. As of right now, after the wing walls, the engineer, we actually have $12,000 left.
I want to find out, because we have to take a vote on the unit there.
Okay.
I'm going to make a motion to notify the attorney to see that it should be under their terms. The damage, student under terms.
Is there a second?
Max, I can't hear you.
I said for the unit damage reimbursement, I want to run the situation by the attorney and make sure that it's a unit owner insurance claim, nothing to do with the association for their damage.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. All right, thank you. For unit damage.
Who do we got on that? We got me, we got Julie, we got Beth,
And Joe,
we got a yes. Okay.
Anybody in favor?
Yeah. Except for Mark. Okay, for Mark.
Say that again. I heard my name. I couldn't.
Your vote for the unit damage to run it by the attorney to make sure that it's the unit owner's responsibility, not the association's.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. All right.
The audio doesn't sound very clear.
The further away, the worse it is.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, guys.
Okay, here we go. So I'm going to read the minutes from January 26th meeting. Meeting was called to order at 6:36 by Max, official board members present were Julie, Mark, Jeanette, and Gigi via Zoom. Motion was made by Max to approve the minutes from the June 30th, 2024 meeting. Julie Andrews seconded the motion. Max, Gigi, and Julie were in favor. Mark and Jeanette abstained. Motion was made by Jeanette to inform the unit owners of 303, 304, 208, and 308 in buildings 450 due to the tenants trying to compromise the washers and dryers so they wouldn't have to pay. Max seconded the motion. All were in favor. Motion was made.
We can't hear you, Tony. You're not clear.
Yeah. Everybody else hear me? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Max, Motion's made by Max to require unit owners that are leasing their units to register their contact information, including their email address, with the association's website. Gigi seconded the motion. All were in favor. Motion was made by Max to repair the elevator building 490 for a cost of $6,975. Mark Davis seconded the motion. All were in favor. Motion was made by Max to allow member voting via email when permissible. Mark Davis seconded the motion. All were in favor. Motion was made by Julie Andrews to repair the tennis court lighting for a cost of $2,500. Gigi seconded the motion. All were in favor. Motion was made by Max to install a keyless entry system in each of the 5 buildings for a cost of $60,189.02, and to lease equipment for a period of 5 years with the $1 equipment purchase option. Julie Andrews seconded the motion. All were in favor except Gigi, who opposed. Motion was made by Max to adjourn the meeting. Julie seconded the motion. All were in favor. Meeting was adjourned at 7:53.
A motion to approve those
I'm
minutes.
sorry, I got a question.
Why have we discussed the January minutes?
You have first up for the statute, you have 30 days to approve the meetings. This is 8 months later. There's no reason because you could have approved via Zoom, via email. We have several meetings prior to this one, at least 3, that we could have approved those meetings.
What's the statute number, please?
No, I don't have the statute number with me.
Well, then I can't go by.
Oh, really? You should know, but I can give it to you. So you're gonna try to approve minutes from 8 months later. You have three other prior meetings to do it. When we asked about the meeting,
Okay,
the
so-
minutes, you sent minutes via email that were edited that same day that added,
Okay, let's go back to
no, that added the keyless
That's not,
entry.
that's not the issue.
No, it is the issue.
So the
That is
issue-
the only issue
No,
here.
the issue here is, can we approve these minutes 30 days after the meeting date? That's the question.
No, that is
Nothing
not the
else concern.
question. That is not the question.
Nothing
The
else
question is,
concern.
why did you add, when you sent the last minutes 8 months later via email to everybody,
Uh-huh.
his idea to pay for the keyless entry, with which Joe, Germanic, and Janet, and Mark were all surprised because that was not part of that meeting.
Okay, so what exactly is your question?
My question is that you got 30 minutes,
What did I do?
you added all the information on the last paragraph about why Max, you said that Max had given all this information about the $120,000 or whatever the keyless entry cost to the rest of the board, and he had not.
That's
That
not
never
true.
happened, that never happened in the meeting.
No, Rodrigo.
That never happened in the meeting.
Everyone got that information. Clear as day, the day before.
So
2 days before
why
the meeting.
did Mark, Joe, and Janet were all surprised, and they said, we never approved those minutes, that was not part of the
They
meeting.
said it was 6 months ago.
That was never part of the meeting, that's the main issue
Okay,
here.
so
The main
here's-
issue is that you signed those documents on your own.
Hold on. Let's just stick with what we're saying. You're making a statement that cannot approve the minutes more than 30 days after the
That is
meeting.
one little part.
Is that correct? Is that your statement? That you
That
can't-
is what the
Okay,
state, the
that's-
Florida statute states.
Yes or no?
That is what the Florida statute
You're
states.
stating the Florida statute says you cannot approve meeting minutes 30
It
days.
says that you have 30 days to approve the minutes.
Okay, same thing. Okay, that's what you
Let's
said.
say that you want to approve the minutes 30 days after. Why weren't the minutes approved in the last 3
Okay.
meetings that we had?
Ask Joe.
Okay?
All right.
Why
So-
did you send the
Wait, no,
minutes via mail,
You're the
via
secretary.
email?
Yeah.
So why the next meeting after the 26th, you didn't mention the minutes? Why?
Why is it on Joe?
You were there. Yeah, you were.
Why is it on Joe?
Wait,
And what are you guys?
Time out.
What are you guys?
Why are we discussing minutes today to approve it?
I'm asking that. That's your role.
That's fine, that's fine.
Why, the next meeting.
But that's
when
not
they're
the
there.
issue. The issue is,
Let me talk.
the issue here is that you're lying and you manipulated the minutes.
Yeah.
That was never part of the minutes. That was never part of the meeting. You want to approve something that doesn't exist, that didn't
You
exist.
cannot approve minutes.
You want to cover yourself, and it's not going to happen.
That did not happen.
Okay, so.
He cannot ask us to approve minutes that did not happen.
Okay,
We have the statements from Janet
Exactly.
and from Mark and everybody via email, written on email saying this was never part of the meeting.
Guys, stop. Stop. Go ahead, go.
We're not going to approve this.
I'm not asking you to. If you stop
Tell me.
talking, we can move on.
Don't keep on pushing it then.
I'm not pushing anything. If you just
Go
stop
ahead, go
talking.
ahead. You think you're going to run all over us?
Under the circumstances, We will have to check out what you're saying about the statute. I don't have it memorized. I am not sure. So at this particular point, we'll do a
That is
motion.
not the main point.
Let
The
me
main
finish,
point here is,
Rodrigo.
no, he wants to change the issue.
I'm not changing
The
anything.
issue here is that was never discussed in the meeting.
I'm not changing anything.
The matter of the keyless entry amount, the matter that how much it cost was never part of that meeting. That's the issue. The 30 days is a secondary issue.
Well, which do we want to do tonight?
We don't want to approve any minutes from January.
Thank you, thank you. So what I'm
Right.
trying to ask is that someone make a motion, okay, to go to council to get when and how those minutes can be approved, if they can be approved. So we're not gonna do it tonight. We're gonna ask the attorney to tell us where we go. So I need a motion for that. Anybody? All right, Max, so I get a second? Yeah. Who's that?
Joe.
Joe, okay. In favor of Max, in favor of Joe, in favor of Julie?
I just want everybody to remember.
You
You
have
said
the-
in front of the attorney, everybody said they didn't remember.
No,
And the time out, now
We're
you
not
let
talking
me
about
speak.
that.
Now you let me speak. Not only that, when this issue came up, right away, people shut out emails. To me, that initial email is the truth. Matt says, if we were, Mark's email, perfect. We were, Jeanette said, perfect. Jeanette said that these things all of a sudden,
And they would
they
have
were added to the
never
minutes. So, and
But
then
that's what's in the map.
6 months later, you give people time to start thinking and say, oh, well, you know,
But they misunderstood the amount. And when we sat down here in the executive meeting, we talked about it, everyone realized the correct amount. There was misinformation about the financial part of that. Period, Joe. Now,
well,
Julie, your vote?
that's a big issue.
Fine.
Yes.
Mark, yes or no?
Yes, ask the attorney, yes.
Jeanette?
The amount is a big issue. That's the whole thing.
Jeanette, you need to unmute,
So that's
please.
genetic, that was ever part of the meeting. She's there, Mark is there. They both said on the email that that was
That's
not part of
not-
the meeting.
That's not the question at hand, Rodrigo.
Right, you want to manipulate whatever you want.
I'm not-
Just be
Jeanette-
honest, just ask the question
Jeanette,
and they can
you
answer in
approve
front of
the
everybody.
motion?
Not only that Mark took the loan, it was asking anybody's permission. It's also changing the building. You should ask all the owners if we actually want it. You didn't bother to ask if we want the KS system. So that's not an issue.
Okay, so motion passes. Next.
We have had so many meetings where minutes were never sent. Why only this meeting's minutes are being approved now?
Okay, we've taken care of it. It's done. We're not approving it. It's over.
There should not even be a question that we should be approving these minutes. It should not be even a question.
We're not approving it, Gigi. Thank you. Okay, parking area lights. There's-
Parking area lights is the tall post lights that's out there. Everybody agree that lives here, that lives on property, the property is super dark at night, right? For the owners that live there, the parking area lights like the Dr. A, those are completely dark. Yeah, that one always stays on there. I guess they wired that. That's missing up here. So, okay, so that's a special assessment item. That item was in the special assessment. It can be spent out of the special assessment. What's left in the special assessment is roughly $12,000. It's a cost of $3,000 roughly for the parking area lights. That's changing these lights. Some of them will be doubled up. Some of them will still stay single. That's something that me and Kevin will do. We're not gonna hire a company to do it. And it's totally up to you guys.
There's $12,000 for how many lights?
So we have $12,000 left. We have $3,000 is 21 lights. The cost for 21 lights is $3,000, 63, well, $3,063, 48 cents, roughly. And then we still have to factor in, I think it's like $1,000 for the cap that we have to replace, to put on the top of the post.
It's coming out of the 2017 assessment.
Yes.
Let me ask you, Chris, you changed the light on the
Correct.
the post is all watered out. That wasn't the issue with the light. That's one of the lights that was changed a few years back. So what was wrong with that light?
The light, that was just a bulb. That light was never changed, not since I've been here.
Oh, no.
That's the original light.
No, not
The one that's up there, now, that I just put up like 2
Not that one. The one that you removed
Yeah,
was
that
changed
was-
years back.
Oh, then that's for me.
So why was it changed now?
to brighten up that area.
So the light was fine.
We were just a vote, yeah. To an extent, but it was just dim. Very dim. Do you agree?
Well, I mean, I have that light, but
You
in
got
my
that
current
light,
building,
that's why
but the
it's
two
really
lights
good.
that are
The one
in the
that,
middle area where people sit down. So
those
I
lights.
thought the light wasn't working or something, and then.
No, I agree. The lights that's in that park area that seems to be that sitting area, those lights will come off. Because the lights, these two lights that would be put up would be a little bit brighter, so you won't need all those lights. Plus the light that's right in front of your building that shines right at the park. That'll be
One that I want to make is that if you leave lights in that steering area, anybody can come into these apartments and use areas that is less, is here.
Correct.
But if you put light there, people can't go there and just sit down and hang out and drink beer or whatever.
You
So I
can-
would say turn them off at night because it doesn't do any good.
It's all on the timer. So we'll have to either disconnect, we can disconnect that area, but then you're gonna have a dark area where there's benches and.
Well, we don't want
there.
people from outside coming in and drinking beer and hanging out at
Understood.
12 o'clock at night because there's light there.
Understood, yeah, understood,
Actually,
understood.
when you do something like that, it's when you put it safer.
Well, before those were there, so all I'm saying is that you're inviting people to come in. If there's no lights.
With just the general lights for the park area, I understand that part, we can eliminate those, because those top post lights will be super bright. They're actually parking lot lights, LEDs, instead of those twist on horrible. So it'll be a lot brighter, so we can eliminate those lights, that's fine.
That's
And that
not
one
the,
light, 'cause I know you're right there and it's super bright, right?
super bright on my window.
Gotcha.
Shades and everything.
Got you. But around the whole property, around the complete property, we have a lot of blind spots, a lot of dark spots. Especially in the back of B, that's the worst spot. That's where pretty much all activity goes down. So we just want to brighten up those back corners. But if we're gonna brighten up one corner, I would just do the whole property and just have it.
Excuse me, what is the total cost?
The total cost now roughly, Zach. Zach is $3,000 for the lights. That's 21 lights. And then roughly like $1,000 because we have to get the top post for the lights to sit on.
So what is that, like 60,000, 70,000 approximately?
4,000 roughly, 5,000, 4,000, 5,000 roughly.
4,000.
These are LEDs and they are more energy efficient than those one volt. So those
Okay.
will be way more efficient.
It's too bright.
That one I can bring down so it's just facing right over that.
Yeah.
Where you got to talk about the problem.
What if we, just do one, see how it works?
Just do one, you might as well do ours. I was just saying, because then we're just gonna prolong it for another meeting and
People are worried about the look, the brightness, really.
it's just, she's on the corner, I understand her thing, same thing with Alicia all the time. So that light does shine up a little bit, because it was just installed, because we have to have replacement. Rodrigo went over there, I agree that is definitely super bright, because we got two lights coming in on both directions.
Our light face the ground, we need more light.
You got one saying yes, one saying no, you got good, right, I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah. Have we received any proposals, any bids for this project?
No bids, these are just lights that will be bought from a company. Me and Kevin will do the install.
All right, so the motion on the floor for the parking lights is not to exceed 4,500 as discussed. So can somebody put forth a motion to do
So the
this?
light product, each one is costing more than $100.
That's right.
Roughly $145.
I find that to be inexpensive for.
Very expensive.
outdoor.
Yeah, that was the cheapest I could find. The rest of them were
How many lights are there?
21.
21?
How much is each light? I'm sorry, it's not, we cannot hear well, on Zoom.
Yeah, the audio's not that good.
$145, 88 cents.
Okay.
Okay, we get a motion to install the lights. Julie, okay? Can you get a second?
I'll second that. We need those lights.
All right, Joe, second. Jeanette, are you in favor?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
2, Max 3, Joe, Julie 4, 5. Okay. Gigi?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor, thank you. So the motion is to spend no more than 4,500. 3,000 for lights, 1,000 for the cash, just in case something goes wrong.
Okay.
All right, somebody asked us to put on the agenda the election procedures. So who would like to speak about that?
I asked for that. There have been emails going around, which I have been receiving, where concerns have been brought in regarding the ballots being sent to your office, Tony. People do not have confidence that the ballots would be handled well. And there is an opinion that the ballot should be actually sent to the Casa Del Rio office rather than to your office.
All right, great things. We can't send it to the office here because we don't have a mailbox here. We're end up going to another building, which is not equipped mailbox-wise to accept it. Number two, just out of curiosity, Gigi, what do you think anybody could do with the ballots?
See, I'm speaking on behalf of the residents, what concerns they raised, and it's not my opinion, what I think. It's people are sitting right in front of you, and if you ask them their opinion, they will tell you. They don't trust you very honestly.
Please,
So what I have expressed before was, as long as the ballots, the original envelope where the owners send the ballots back to us, are open in front of everybody the day of the election,
right,
that should be good enough.
that's where it's done.
I can't have any.
I can't touch it. All I do when the ballot envelopes come in is I mark off who it came from. That's it.
So
Every ballot, every
You shouldn't,
ballot.
you shouldn't bother require any word. Bring the original.
I am.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. As long as the
And
original
I also
envelope
have
that
a
the owners
suggestion.
Hold on just a second.
Do the exact same.
Just a second. Okay, so you understand, the ballot envelopes get mailed to us, all right? All we do when they come in is mark off on the owner roster list that we received the ballot in the mail. Because some people send ballots in the mail, then come show up at the meeting, ask for another ballot, and that we can't, if I were to do that at the meeting, it would take forever. So we mark them off, all right? We
I know,
just-
but
And-
You don't open them,
No, we can't, we're not allowed to.
right?
All right, so now. Magic.
I have another question. Here we have, 3 owners doing opening and checking the ballots. They are not part of the board.
Let him say something right now to answer your question.
Under the circumstances, I've had a number of inquiries as to people being able to open up ballots and count. All those inquiries came from either people who were running or from people from their family. We also put out in the letter for people to act as election monitors. And you know how many got us? 0. So, taking into account, if you seem to think that we or the board are going to do something with your ballots, as I just explained, I can't do a thing with them. They're sealed. All we do is inventory. So with that in mind, I've done this before at other places to retain the services of an election monitor. This is a disinterested third party that does this for a living. They will come in, they will conduct the election. I'm not finished, Matthew. Thank you. They will come in, they will run the election, they will pay people to help with the counting if necessary, and they will be in charge of counting the votes. And not about anybody from my company, or from the board, it's gonna have anything to do with it. She will take care of it.
We already have volunteers.
You're not talking about, is that done in
We're
this
planning on
clubhouse?
volunteers.
Is that done in this clubhouse?
That is done.
let me ask you something.
You said it was the fireman.
Okay, we already have 5.
The fireman's not here, he's been driving the past.
This,
Rich,
We already have 3 people.
with all due respect, everybody's. That's what you guys want to do, that's fine.
I was gonna say that,
Yeah, that's what we
May
want.
I ask my question?
Sure.
2 points. One, why can't we have a field house here?
Well, it's too late for this election at this point, so what's your next question?
What do you mean straight? I can go to post office required. Which day do you need a field house?
Okay, the letter went out telling people where to mail all of their information. It would require us to do it a second time, go to a PO box.
Which day do you need the box?
It's, everything's been mailed out. Everything's mailed out. To do this again, to change where they're gonna go, it's gonna cause more confusion than it's worth having a PO box. If the board would like to do that for the next election, terrific.
How many years?
Can you sign those 2 or 3 volunteers to run the election days?
Hold on a second. So let's go first things first. On the agenda is to hire an election monitor. That's on the agenda.
What does it cost?
$703.
For what? That we have.
Excuse me, that's just,
That's one option.
Calm down.
all right, so it's on the agenda. Is anybody gonna make a motion to use a third-party election monitor at the cost of $703? Is anybody gonna make that motion? No. Nobody's making the motion.
Excuse me, can you clarify what would that monitor do for us? Because we can't just vote for something, just like, we don't know what this person or persons will do for us.
Okay, so now, Maciej, can you give us the names of your 3 people?
Yes, Maria Leonardo. Maria Leonardo, Leonardo.
And what put you?
202E.
202B, okay. 202B. Who else? Rich Romano.
Get involved, Rick, I love it.
What's your unit, Rich?
You got Rich.
102 where?
19.
Number 3,
Elise,
Verona. And your unit?
E114.
114B?
What is the date of the election to tell them assessment?
28.
20,
Yes, sir.
the 450, 450.
For Elise.
Is that on a Tuesday or Thursday?
It's a Tuesday, that's correct. Now, we odd numbers, okay, so we
In
got,
case somebody can't make it or
Oh, the substitute.
emergency, yeah.
okay, your name,
Jack,
last name, what unit, sorry?
450, 111.
111 and E. And last name, please? Okay, so we would have a motion to appoint Leonardo, Romano, and Verona. Wow, sounds like a town law firm. Sheesh. Wow, all right. Okay, we're motion to appoint those 3 to the election committee. And Mr. Neff to be the alternative in case somebody can't come. Motion made by Max.
Joe second.
Joe, you second? And Mark in favor?
In fact,
Jeanette? Gigi?
Yes.
Okay. Julie, yes. Joe, I think yes. Max, yes.
Yes, yes, I couldn't unmute, sorry.
Okay, all in favor?
Okay, shall we discuss how the volunteer can help the process?
Hold on, we got one more agenda item.
Okay, next item is.
No,
to
this
keep-
is related. And not only just have people, we also have to define what are the volunteers to do. That's the whole
We'll
purpose of
discuss
the
that after the election.
They count the ballots.
Can I say something? I went through something like this in my other association, so basically, why I said that 3 people are needed to run it smoothly. First of all, because it took us about half an hour to run everything. So basically, one person opens the envelope, the other person reads what it says, third person verifies that one person, one vote only comes to one address. So if we have duplicates, then we can validate. So that's why we need at least 3 people. Fourth person could be just verifying if whatever the second person is doing is correct. So this was my,
Yeah,
we
fine.
went to this and it was went pretty
Please
smoothly.
fine. Please fine. Good.
So there's a process where who is going to verify?
Those 3 people.
The vote is valid.
Yes,
3 people.
and if you have any questions, you can always show the ballot to everybody else, or all those 3 maybe not a four person, can look and decide whether the vote is for this person, that person, and then we have, and whoever's gonna be available, we can all look at the ballot and then see what the voting person meant. If we have any questions. If there are no questions. Voted.
Okay, that's over. Okay, the top
I have
of
a question. Excuse me, I have a question. How can we verify, how can we trust that all the information was included in the election envelope, all the resumes and additional attachment information?
everybody gets a copy.
But how do we know that everybody gets a copy of all the documents?
I don't know how to answer that, Zach. I really don't.
Who put the information in the envelopes? If something is missing, who did these envelopes?
My office did the envelope.
Let me,
Okay, so if anything is missing, if any resumes are missing or supplemental information, we need to go to your office.
We just need to let me know if somebody feels that their stuff was not put in the envelope.
so there
I
were,
bet that's gonna happen.
Zach, let me say something for a second. There was an issue where someone couldn't find the resumes for one person. So they later found it. They initially thought it wasn't sent. If this was an issue with one of the owners, they were concerned that they didn't get the whole information. I spoke to the owner, apparently they did get all the information. As for now, that was the only issue that we had from one owner. It resolved, so,
That's why, okay.
for, all right.
Okay. All right, the hot topic of the night, keyless entry system.
We talked about it, election procedure.
No. Gotta move on.
What do you think election procedure we talked about? Do we see the sample? Like,
No, that was Gigi's thing. He said there was concerns about how we were doing it, if we were doing it properly. That was handled, that we voted on. We had 3 people from the additional person.
we
That
did talk
agenda
about the
item is
procedure.
done.
We did not talk about the
We,
procedure.
we addressed Gigi's concern for this thing, yes. It's not meant to talk about the entire procedure of the election.
That's what he's noted.
Okay. Okay, so the topic of the night is the keyless entry system. I think everybody is well aware of the keyless entry system
Objection,
itself.
I still think we need to talk about the
Okay.
procedure. Because for the future of the board and HOA office,
Okay,
that's very
You're gonna keep
important.
interrupting the agenda and schedule for information.
okay. If I may, I already explained how the procedure works. The
Well,
envelopes,
that's everybody clear.
okay, everybody was. The ballot envelopes come to my office. I mark them off on a roster list that we received the ballot in the mail.
How about the candidates?
For candidate.
How about election? Who are the candidates?
You were supposed to submit, if you were interested months ago, right?
Yeah, 60 days
That was a
ago,
long time ago.
Bailey went out, and asked you if you want to be a candidate, to send in the form. Then you can send in a bio. And then at a certain date and time by statute, it goes out for a second notice. Here are the candidates, here are the bios that they presented, here's the ballot, here's how you do it, send it back.
So the candidates have already been determined, it's been put on a piece of paper, the ballots have been mailed out. I got mine today in the afternoon.
Yeah. Before you go to the next topic, Tony, I just have one comment to make. We are here on August 31st discussing the election procedure, whereas this should actually be discussed before the election starts. And I had actually requested way earlier in August to have a meeting on the election procedure. But the meeting is happening. We are discussing a procedure in the middle of the election, giving us no chance to actually improve anything in the election. So this is just for namesake, we are having a discussion.
Don't think you can improve the election procedure. It's in the statute. It's what gets done in town.
Also in the bylaw.
I hate to use the term crystal clear, but it's very definitive, okay, what the procedure is. I mean, if somebody wants to come to my office every day and find out what envelopes came in, so they can verify what they have, what I have, that's fine, come. I don't care. You know?
No, it's not about that. It's just that every time we do an election, the community should get together, explain how things would work before we actually start the election. That we are having this discussion in the middle of it, which basically is useless for us because nobody can now go back and change anything in there.
There's
So
nothing-
anyways,
There's nothing you really can't change. It's been done this way since this place has been in existence, since every conduit's been in existence. The only things that are changing now, to a certain degree, is allowing voting via electronic mail. And everybody that we've talked to, the attorneys we've talked to, have said when it comes to a conduit and an election, particularly this one, when you have 13 candidates, doing it electronically would not be the best way to do it.
So we're not doing it.
We're not doing it.
We're not the way to go.
We're doing it old fashioned.
So,
Well,
so,
it's a discussion. So let's move on. That's done. We're not changing it.
The ballots have already been mailed out.
Everything
You
got
didn't
out.
get them in your mail
Some of you
today,
people probably
they'll
already
be there
received them.
tomorrow.
How many people received them already? Okay, so keyless entry system. Yeah, motion to install keyless entry system for a cost of. I'm sorry.
How can you try to possibly have a test case if we wanted?
Okay, so this is something that.
Mr. President took a loan, not asking everybody, especially us. It comes from our money.
Okay, so I don't mean to be rude, but obviously we've all seen the emails and the accusations, innuendos. Okay?
And we haven't received even one response. Why?
Because it's not worthy of a response. Because everything that everybody has said is totally incorrect. I've had people say it's gonna cost us X amount of dollars and then $9,000 every year thereafter. So the things that have been going on in your emails are full of misinformation, okay? And everybody's getting very, very emotional.
Well, let's start with this thing that you should ask the owners if we want it.
Okay, let me,
You did it.
correct. You're absolutely correct.
So is this
And let me-
is this Cuba where you decide for us?
Yes, board makes decisions.
Okay,
on the
Magic,
project.
If this was below $2,000, you're talking about $120,000. And you're changing the building structure for which you need permission of the owners.
The board votes on that.
Yeah, the problem that we had at the first issue, about the 30 days, which I expressly said, that's a secondary issue. The main issue here was the discussion and the detail. The loans were never part of that meeting. You're trying to approve, and now you're trying to approve this. The minutes in January never included the discussion on the contract and the specificity of the contract, which Max signed all his own.
Okay, hold on.
Janet knows that, she said it very well in the email, Art said that, Joe said that, Dominic said that, so there's 4 board members saying, wait a minute, the contract was never discussed.
Rodrigo, we're not discussing the minutes. That's over. It's done.
But
It's
no,
done.
because you wanna make it about the 30 days, and it's not about 30
No,
days, it's about,
Rodrigo,
you included
the
the.
minute- The minutes
Tony.
over. It's over. We have
No,
a
it's
motion.
not.
We have.
I'm making a motion to ratify the decision to put the fuel cycling system.
You don't need that.
We don't want it.
We don't want it. We don't want it.
We don't want the system. We don't want the system. We don't have money for this system. How are we gonna pay for this system? We don't want it.
A second.
The board should work for the
Can I-
mayor, not for.
You know, let me go
We're
back. to
voting on
this.
something that's already been started. That's not right.
Okay, I made a motion to ratify the decision to put the fuel cycling
We
system.
do not.
Can't.
We don't want
It
it.
started.
Do I
You
get
wanna
a,
push something through,
do I
don't
get
want
a
it.
second?
Is there a second to the motion?
No.
Nobody? Ned? Mark? Okay.
It's
so let me-
not us.
Okay,
Casa
no.
Del Rio. We
So
the
just-
owner of Casa Del Rio.
Okay,
We own Casa Del Rio.
let me just try to explain how this really works, okay? Unit owners do not get votes at meetings like this.
We know that already.
Hold on.
They know that already.
Well,
The
Maciej,
issue is that it wasn't approved.
hold on a second. We're not going there, Joe. We're not going there.
But that's the issue.
That is the issue.
The issue is this. you have asked us to go to the council to find out if we can approve those minutes.
So that's not an issue.
Let me
If
finish.
you wanna make that an issue, that's not an issue.
You don't want us to approve those minutes because it has a kilo sentence.
Okay, very
We don't
good.
wanna
We do not
prohibit
want
it.
the feelings to-
We don't wanna prohibit it. Because the board in January never discussed the contract of those kilocentrics.
That's not correct.
No, that is correct, because we have Joe, Dominic, Mark, and Janet in email saying it was so.
So here's the deal.
So Mr. Max signed the contract on his own, and now we're trying to, approve the minutes that was never the board.
I did
the
not
board
sign
approved it.
on my own. We're not getting. I did
Yes, you
not-
did. Yes, you did.
All right, so.
Yes, we see your signature, Max.
let me-
Max, we see your signature on the contracts, Max. We don't see the board approving. It's only you who signed these contracts. The board in January did not vote and approve this project.
We have a motion on the floor to install the heliocentric system. Does anybody want to second that motion?
We'll return.
I'm not asking you.
Nobody said no.
Just a second.
Excuse me, Tony, you work for us. You need to listen to the homeowners. You keep interrupting the homeowners. We pay you.
Okay, sorry I had to do that. There is no second to the motion, is that correct? Okay, motion failed.
Wait, you want-
Okay. Motion to
Wait,
adjourn.
Jeanette? Wait, no, Jeanette.
Yes.
Are you seconding the motion?
Dude, it's done.
No,
done.
Jeanette, say something.
It's done.
Okay, motion fails. Motion to adjourn?
Jeanette, say something.
No, nothing.
Motion to adjourn. Joe? Adjourn. Do I get a second? Max? Okay.
If I second it.
You seconded, just seconded it.
718?
Tony,
What?
you just seconded it.
Did you second the motion, Jeanette?
No, this is the third time. Why are you pushing? Why are you doing this, man?
Okay.
You cannot do
Hold
this.
on, you just heard her,
Hey,
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo?
We asked 3 times. You try, hey, are you gonna say yes? Are you gonna say
You didn't
yes?
answer.
I have an email saying that she didn't know anything
Jeanette,
about
are
it.
you seconding the motion?
Listen, I don't recall what we voted on, so, because it was so long ago.
We're
This just goes on and on.
Jeanette, we're asking about,
Seconding the motion now to do the heliocentric system. Are you gonna second the motion or not?
I'm just gonna go ahead and second it just to be done with this.
okay.
Okay. So we have-
Because we just didn't know all the situation and everything, and now that everything was explained and the cost analysis and everything broken down, and it's not costing, the maintenance isn't going up, there's not gonna be a special assessment. I just think, Max, it's not gonna cost everybody each month. Did you maybe explain that to them?
Okay.
So,
She just said she didn't know the details until recently. But you're saying that you want to second the motion?
she seconded the motion.
They must push Janet to say yes.
Of
Now-
course.
Now,
Amazing.
I think we would like to hear from people as to how much you think this is gonna
It
cost.
doesn't matter. That's not the
We
issue.
don't want it, dude. We
That
don't
is not
want
the
it.
issue.
You work for us. It's
That is not
our
the
money. So stop deciding for us. It's not a fucking Russia. You can't decide for us.
You don't care about the money. The way it was done, it was not done properly. The contract was never part of the meeting. Janet just said, I didn't know, I don't remember until recently that was explained to us, meaning before we didn't know. Mr. Max wants to clear his name because he signed the contract all on his own.
There's no need to clear my name.
Yes, there is.
Why?
You sign on your own. You can't do that. You
I
can't
didn't
sign.
sign on my
You
own.
can't be on the board and sign a $120,000 contract on your own.
Rodrigo, stop. Now, just because Jeanette seconded the motion, it doesn't mean anything happened.
But you try to keep on pushing the issue.
Hold on. We're having an issue with the Zoom. I heard her say something right after me. You started screaming.
Again, let's understand that we have 6 board members. Motion on the floor. It's going to take 4 affirmative votes to pass the motion. Okay? 4 votes. Now, who actually knows how much this is going to cost on a monthly basis and how it's going to be paid? Does anybody?
First, we want the feelings.
But the question that you're asking me, it's not a question we care
It's a
about.
board vote.
We don't care about.
No.
You work for us, dude. You can't spend our money the way you want it.
The board
Right.
should work for us.
Right.
And company, the management company, has to do whatever the board says.
Let's have this, we have to purchase what happens.
And it's our money. They're gonna cut our TV.
This is our money being spent, so you should
Yes,
ask the owners
yes.
if we want it.
Okay,
It's a decency, okay?
Magic, Magic,
But you don't care, obviously.
Magic, please. Okay, you've all seen all the graphs and everything about the costs. I'll start you out. In favor or not? All right, Joseph.
I think before, that, I think the people have come tonight and spent their time to be here, that the whole analysis of the cost should be.
I know, but he.
We cannot hear on Zoom.
I think the connection broke.
It's frozen.
Ah, the office left, it says. I think they have an internet issue.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, you guys froze up and it went off of Zoom.
You're on.
Yeah, now,
Your vote for the Keeler.
no, now I can hear you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say yes. I mean, we're already in it. It'll cost us more to get out of it than anything.
I'm getting the votes individually. This is Mark on the phone. I will call Gigi after this. Mark, your vote for the keyless entry.
I'm gonna say yes, only due to the
Yes.
fact it'll cost more to get out of it than it is to keep going at this point.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right.
But Max, I think you need to probably explain to them that it's not gonna cost going forward each month to each and everybody, because that's probably more confusing.
Yeah, why not, why don't you explain the cost to everybody?
See, that's what I thought they were gonna do. They just went right to the vote. I think.
Yeah,
if
like
it
explain
explains
to them
folks
because
will
it's not gonna
understand.
make the maintenance go up. It's not gonna be a special assessment, and maybe explain to everybody so they understand that it's not gonna cost more each month.
Everybody needs to be quiet.
Gigi, I need your vote for the keyless entry system.
Say yes, please.
No, let's see, there's a lot of opposition. Let's explain what it will take to get out. What are the damages we get into this?
Okay.
Because I think if we are trying to move out of that contract,
That's not
it's,
what I
it's,
saying.
it's,
It's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
cost
hell
more
to get out of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be hell. It will be a lawsuit. We will be having lawsuits for not paying the contract with one of the largest security companies.
Good, you made a decision.
That's what you don't want.
Yes, so
Because you have
pay
to
it.
pay for it.
That's
Because we'll
not-
sue you to pay for it.
We sued for this. So you
calm
pay-
down.
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah, we did it in episode point, and we're gonna do the same here. Hey, you're gonna pay that out of your pocket
That is fine.
because you didn't ask anybody's permission.
Guys, there's indemnification laws. I'm not gonna get into the legal thing about it. These board members aren't personally liable.
I'm
for
great.
that.
You just said, how much kickbacks you got for? Because you
There
don't
it
push
is.
it.
there you go.
Let's stay on.
Yes.
Okay.
Because this reason, you don't
Gigi, yes
need
or no?
anybody.
Gigi, can you go ahead? Gigi, you got the floor. Nobody's saying nothing. So Gigi, what was you saying?
no, what's the question again, please?
No, you were speaking and it just got cut off. So we're just trying to figure out what you were saying.
What is your vote?
Oh,
Gigi?
what's your vote first, Gigi?
I'm not voting on it. Reason being, I think we should go and explore and put money on what it will take to get out, because we need to determine that before we decide whether we are going with it or whether we are exiting it.
Right, so Gigi abstains, that's fine. So last one is Jeanette.
She seconded.
That doesn't
I
stop vote.
already said,
What, who said?
yeah, I already told you.
I
Hello?
don't- Yeah, it's just, you seconded, we just need your vote now.
Hold on, hello?
Jeanette.
Caller, I want to call him.
Hey, Jeanette, you're on speaker. We just need your vote for the QS now.
We have your email.
Yeah, I already told you guys that.
Okay.
You know, we both voted the QS entry system?
That's another issue.
All right, motion passes.
Not the opposite way?
Motion to adjourn.
At
That's,
7:47.
you know, that's completely honest.
Joe, okay, Max, all in favor?
Wait.
You know what? No, my God, you should understand. You can't start a job with no permission. You can't start a job and then vote on it 6 months later.
You
can't do
install
that.
the system,
No way you
now
do that.
you're trying to get approval from the board after you install the system.
And it's sad. It's sad.
After you sign the contract.
Chairman, everybody
One
say
second,
yes.
one
Time out.
second. Joe, let, Ms. Evans speak. She's been raising her hand.
And just to be clear, Tony, I did not abstain. If you have to my vote, it's a deny. And even though it has passed, I would stand by it.
All right, you say no.
Yeah, I say no, yes.
Okay.
Angela?
Okay, first of all, when so many people show up to a meeting, maybe for a reason, no one has asked, is there anyone here who can check something that don't say,
Before we close, that was the whole thing. I mean, if you guys want to take, I don't know, 2 minutes or I don't know what, yeah, but I know all of you guys are here, so y'all got something to say. So it's better just get it off where everybody can hear it now and let's keep moving
Should
forward.
we vote on the QS entry system before we actually install it?
Can I just do something here for a second, to be fair to everybody? All right, the agenda is closed, we've covered everything that's on the agenda. The proper thing to do now would be to adjourn the meeting, and then we can say and chat all we want about whatever we want.
Well,
Talking about
We need to adjourn the meeting, because there's no other business to be done.
Before you adjourn, whatever is going on with this board right now, none of the doors closed. You open the door,
Which door?
any of the doors, in my business,
Okay.
you open the door, you come out, and the door does not shut anything. All of it.
Okay, so we have a motion by Joe and second by Max to adjourn the meeting. It is 7:29. All in favor?
Now, why are we not listening to the person who is actually complaining about an issue?
We're going to listen now. I wanted to adjourn the meeting because the business is closed. We're not going to. Everybody can chat all they want.
Procedure.
Okay? Meeting's over. Talk all you want.
I'm saying, that's what this board did, shame on everyone on the board. Shame on you all.
Shame on you.
Starting,
Shame on you.
you started this job. You started this job before anybody said yes. How do you do that? How do you do that?
The board just approved the keyless entry,
Yeah, we just.
and you started it
now.
and signed the
And
contract
this thing got
months
started
ago. How does that
3
work?
months ago.
How is that not
How
corruption?
that happen?
Why would you even run again? Why would you even run as the president again, right?
Hold on. Let me do this. If that was me over there, you guys would be asking for my head on a stick, especially this preventative. You'd be asking for my head on a stick. If I did what you just did, if Joe Smith did what you just did, you guys would be asking for my head on a stick. I know you guys. I know you would. I know you're. We took a vote. Today you took a vote.
Months later, after you signed the contract, after you signed the project.
No, you didn't. You're complete.
That's what you wanted, that's what you got.
You are.
But we're gonna go after you, don't worry about it.
This
When we
is
get a hold
wrong.
of these board, we're gonna
This is
audit
wrong.
every single one of you. What do you think, you're gonna get away with it?
This is wrong.
How many times do we ask how many walls were repaired? Ray managed the entire walls thing. We went $100,000 over budget. We still don't have an answer how many walls were done.
That's not correct.
That is absolutely correct.
And we still don't have an audit for 2020. When we're gonna have the 2020 audit completed?
As soon as Alex does it.
So why have months have passed and nobody has said anything?
I'm not on the board.
Yeah.
Sir, if I'm on the board and the project is done under my name, and then I leave the board, but I have the information, I step in and said, I have the information, I'll give you the information.
First of all, okay, 11 o'clock was in a rush for 12 o'clock. Okay? The board has three sources of income. Number one is the budget. That is for daily maintenance, activity spent. They have reserves. Okay, once we have very little reserves, then if we went to reserves, it takes a long time to build them up, and they're very specific. Okay, we did not have a reserve to cover. Okay, I don't know the law. Okay. It's building repair. Building repair. Okay, when they go in to do that, they gotta look at the balcony, needs to be repaired, they have to repair it. They repair the wall. Additionally, the roof, there's roof to be done. Additionally, there's an engineer's cost. Now, for special assessments, budget, that money can be moved around any way it is, okay? There's no budget for any one item. There is a guesstimate, okay, that somebody put in there was not reliable, okay, for one item cost, okay? So, could have spent a whole 400,000 on building and repair. Okay? And that's the way special assessments work.
Not on my watch, because when you ask
Now,
400,
Wait a minute,
I'll let you finish.
okay? That's the way they work, okay? That, if you want to go and challenge that, go and talk to any lawyer you want to, okay? When there's a special assessment, okay, that money in that special assessment has to be spent on one of those items or any of those items, but they can be spent all on one or spread any way this, okay? And we spent approximately, I don't have the latest numbers, but
About 389,000.
How much?
389,000.
On the wall?
on the wall.
How much?
389, all the information.
289 on the walls only.
Correct.
Oh, I'm building repair, don't say walls.
Yeah.
Get out of that.
No. Not building repairs.
That's
That's a
building
different line item.
repair.
Building repairs is a line item.
Pardon me?
Building repairs is a line item.
Because
cannot put
that's in the
walls
special
on the line
assessment.
item.
That's the special assessment.
Exactly, it's not a line item. Building repairs is a line item. I'll show
Yeah.
you. Building repairs is a line item. We have that. Everybody should know that.
The special.
So, anyway, you got your information out, 35 walls, okay? Now, let me tell you. There's 288 walls in here, 144 balconies, things that gotta be looked at. When you see vegetation going on the balcony, something wrong there. Okay? And that's got to be repaired. A few things are done repairing those stuff wrong there. You've got a lot of more sectors,
And nobody thinks we're done. We know there's a lot of work, but we ask simple questions and the answers never appear.
You got the answer.
That's when
You
well,
got
that's this, I need the paperwork.
what?
I need the paperwork. But I'm not gonna take your word for it. I have to verify it. Listen, let me say one thing. When you ask for $400,000 and you give us 13 projects that you're gonna do, okay, you give us the 13 projects. If you start a project like the wing walls, you call the city, you call the engineer, and you said, how many, go through every single wall, and you tell me which ones are gonna get repaired. We went through every wall and we think 50 need repair. Out of the special assessment, you're gonna fix 50. And if there's more to be done, we're gonna have to come back to the board and the owners and say, listen, that wasn't enough. The people say, the engineer said there's another 20 that they discovered. That is gonna go into another special assessment. You're not gonna grab $100,000 and say, forget the other 13 projects we promised you, we're gonna spend it all in the projects that we think is gonna get repaired. It's ridiculous.
Rodrigo, hold on 2 seconds. Right, yeah, right, 2 seconds.
And by the way, there's a database that identifies every wall.
We asked for the paperwork,
Right.
it took a long time to get it, and we didn't have all the information.
I've got everything here, it's been provided to Zach.
No, not everything is provided to me. Excuse me, not everything is provided to me.
Not
You know,
every, regarding.
not everything. It doesn't prove how the $400,000 was spent. Excuse me, do not interrupt me. I
Yeah,
just want to clarify.
I'm
We
gonna
still
interrupt
don't
you
know.
because you're wrong.
We still don't know which walls, don't tell us CPA I'm wrong, okay? We still don't know which walls were repaired, how many walls were repaired, and compared to engineer reports.
Okay, I'm polite. You have wing walls that are in need of repair. Just to use an extreme example. You got the top floor, that's deteriorating, that's going. What's gonna happen? Second floor. Once we're put on notice on anybody, engineer or anybody, that you have a wing wall issue, you have no choice. You have a financial liability and insurance liability that if you don't do something, like the people in Surfside, who waited 3 or 4 years, okay, and still didn't do anything.
What was the immediate issue that didn't wait, like you said in Miami, when they told them,
Well,
this building could come down? 3 years went by, nobody did anything. So that means that it's not immediate. When you have an issue,
No.
the engineer proposes something, you have enough time to ask the board to approve for it. If you need more money, you don't just go and spend all the money like.
We had no choice. We had no choice. Wing walls are deteriorating. We had no choice. We did not do a lot of stuff that we would like to have done to make the place work better. It just wasn't there.
I got one more thing to say. I was not supposed to get involved in board business. That is not my job. I'm a good owner like you. Okay,
Now-
I can ask questions, okay, but I cannot put out saying this is what was done. Okay, if you want a piece of paper,
Ray.
I would ask for.
Ray, be honest. I mean, if you were involved and you were in the in and outs of the project, you can contact the board and say, hey, I see the owner's concerns. I can help out.
Why?
Why? Why? You're running again for the board, but now for 5 minutes you're saying I'm not?
I'm not on the board yet.
But you're running again. That means that you are involved. You're always involved because you're always here. You're always here.
Why are you so rude?
I'm not rude.
Why you doing?
No, I'm not rude. I want answers. The day that the second special assessment didn't pass, you were so mad that it didn't pass that the next day you were here wondering why it didn't pass. It didn't pass because people don't want to spend the money. And now you're running again for the board. What are you running for the board for? When you told me, you gotta know the Florida statutes, you borrow money from the reserves for the cameras that you should have not, and thanks to Joe that contacted the state, Joe got the state to make us pay for the cameras. You are the one that borrowed the money from the reserve and we're supposed to. You know that, right? Man, these people are thinking you're gonna come in here and walk all over us. You kidding me?
I think it's